Hello there. I'm Killick.
Olma.
Shraya.
Flynn.
And I'm your DM, Ethan. Welcome to Venture Forth. Previously, you all had entered the city of Solaris with a new friend in hand by the name of Thaddeus, a warforged head that was riding at Flynn's side. You guys entered the city looking for a contact that would be able to dispel any sort of magical or non-magical tracking that you guys had on you that was allowing the Hollow Guard to keep finding you. Thaddeus told you guys that you had about a day or two until his contact arrived. So you guys pretty much had a couple days to yourself. Some foolishness occurred with some of you, some mishaps, some new friends, some new faces. But at the end of the day, you all came back together and went over to the house of Kale. Olma had found Kale, or rather found his children, and you guys had a discussion with him before he fled with his family. With a couple more questions than answers on that front, you guys went back to the inn and discovered that someone by the name of Xavier was being held within the city. Shraya earlier that day had discovered that Xavier was being held captive in the military district of Kaldur's Solaris. Olma, immediately recognizing that name, said that you guys needed to go and help him out, and through some sneakies, you guys were able to finally get within sight of Xavier. Well, at least Olma was. With seeing Xavier bound in chains, Olma saw him for just a brief moment before he was zapped through a teleportation circle, and a combat ensued with the 5 remaining guards in the room. Blows were exchanged, and ultimately, Olma cracked in the skull of one of these guards, leaving him lying dead on the ground. With that, you guys had looked around, heard more guards coming, and fled the military district of the city to find your guys' selves back at the inn. So, back at the inn, out of breath from running through the city streets, what would you guys like to do?
Is it safe to sleep here?
I think it's best for us to stay here at this point.
Won't they come for us?
I trust Thaddeus at this point that he's got connections here for us to stay here safely until we get our whatever device or papers or whatever he's providing for us tomorrow. That'll keep us from being discovered.
I'll look to Olma. How does she look?
Olma's a little shell-shocked. I've got my arms wrapped around my shoulders on either side, and I'm holding a raven pin in my hand. I'll look up at everyone around me. You guys should get some rest. I'll keep watch.
I would very much like to. I'd very much like to rest. Anywhere will do. Maybe I'll just go by the fire and drift off.
Shraya, you should stay inside. You should stay in the room.
I could fall asleep right here, probably.
Good.
Why don't you guys go to sleep and I'll keep an eye out.
If you start getting tired, wake one of us up so we can keep the watch going.
Okay.
But we should all be in the same room.
I'll stay here.
Aye. Good decision.
So you guys all bed down for the night, each of you finding your respective spots in the room, and you all doze off. Olma, you are staying awake.
I'm gonna pull the potion from my bag that I grabbed from the ritualistics.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to. I know I read what the potion effects were. Do I remember if I should take this before to enact the rest, or after in the morning?
Yeah. So you would know that you would have to take it before the rest, and then basically over the course of 8 hours or over the course of a long rest, it will just keep you from needing that. It'll pretty much give your body the effects of sleep or that long rest over the course of 8 hours, but you can still remain conscious and active.
Okay, I will look around, make sure everyone's asleep. Is everyone asleep?
Is anyone trying to stay awake but act like they're asleep? If not, everyone is asleep.
I would be eyes locked on Olma until I fall asleep, but I would not pretend to be asleep.
I would probably try to stay and try to pretend.
Okay. I'm going to have you make a Constitution saving throw because you are very tired at this point.
Because I don't know if she has this potion, so I'm just like, I'm going to wait for her to fall asleep. Okay. Hold on. Constitution saving throw. Ooh, pretty good. I'm not kidding. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
25.
Okay. You stay awake for a couple minutes. 5 minutes, 6 minutes. She is just sitting there.
Okay.
Can I tell he's pretending?
Make an insight check.
Do you want me to make a deception or something?
Yeah. Flynn, I'm going to have you make
sure.
a deception check.
Which is just a 0. Just a straight
Should
0.
I do something?
Let me see.
Yeah, you're making insight.
Oh no. 8.
21.
Yeah, Olma, you're sort of scanning over. You see, okay, Kalik is very clearly asleep. Shraya is very clearly asleep. You see every once in a while, like when someone like sort of their body sort of spasms a little bit in their sleep. You see Shraya's feathers sort of poof out every once in a while, and then they calm back down. But you look over to Flynn, and you can see like his eyes aren't just closed, but like he's tightening his eyes closed. And then every once in a while, you'll see one of them sort of peek open.
Flynn, go to sleep.
What? Huh? What?
Shh.
I was sleeping.
Go to sleep, Flynn. Seriously, roll over. You're creeping me out.
Okay. I'll roll over and go to sleep.
Olma, you are now alone in the room.
I'll knock back the potion.
Okay.
And what does it taste like?
Surprisingly, it tastes like very like crystal clear water. Like there's almost like a refreshing sense to it. But yeah, that's what it tastes like.
Okay, so I'm gonna look around the room and look at each individual separately. Take time to appreciate that they're all here. And I have in my hands the acorn that March gave me and the raven pin that I got from Xavier. And I'm just holding them both tightly, staring at the door, listening for any sound that might come. And while I'm listening, my eyes are kind of fuzzy, like they're not entirely focused on it, but my ears are listening while my eyes are just kind of far away in the past, thinking about the times that I spent with Xavier, and then after him, the times that I spent with March, feeling safe and secure for the first time. And after a while, I want to look at Thaddeus again.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that Thaddeus kind of like conked out before everything happened. Right? I mean, he conked out before we went to the jail. How long would I be able to tell when he's probably had a long rest? And when that might be up?
Yeah, so in a 24-hour cycle, he can have that activation. So it's basically once the new day starts, he has his abilities up once again.
Okay, and the new day would be like sunrise?
It's a switch over. I'd say like somewhere between midnight and 1 a.m.
Oh, okay. So somewhere between, so he's probably ready to be turned back on again.
Probably.
Okay. Okay, I'll clock that and keep my ears peeled. And in like at the midpoint between the long rest and at about 4 hours, I would like to talk to him.
Okay. In that meantime, I'm gonna have you make a perception check.
Okay. $17.
17, nice. So you're sort of keeping your eyes glazed over and these visions of the past keep filling your head, but you're keeping your ears very sharp. And you hear sort of a little bit into your watch, you hear a door open in the hallway and you hear footsteps cross the door and you hear them go down the hall and you hear another door close. And then you hear the door open again. You hear someone go back into their room.
I want to look around my room. Do we have like a restroom inside the room? Do we have a toilet inside the bedroom?
There is not.
Okay.
There is a toilet down the hall where this person was going.
Right. Cool.
A little while after this happens, the air is very still, and the night is very quiet. But you hear, just outside, you hear a couple of hoots from an owl. And sort of look over in that direction, and you don't really see anything. And then you just sort of spot an owl fly by the window, sort of just above the buildings on the other side of the street. And then that's it. That's all you hear for the rest of your watch.
For the first 4 hours or the rest of it?
For the first 4 hours, yes, until you wake Thaddeus up.
Okay. It's been 4 hours. Everyone is still sleeping. I want to quietly, without waking anyone up, tap. I don't know how to wake Thaddeus up, so I'm just gonna like tap him on the nose. Does anything happen?
Nothing happens.
Can I look around him and try to find some sort of like activation?
Yeah. I am gonna have you make just a straight up intelligence check.
Rolled really good. 21.
21, nice. So you flip the head upside down, and you can see on the sort of the neck unit where it attaches to the torso, you can see like where the connections to the body are supposed to be, and you see, okay, so if you turn this gear this way a couple times and you move this lever this way, everything sort of lines up, and instead of going back into a body unit, it sort of like goes back into itself. And as soon as you flip that switch, you hear and the purple eyes glow. And you hear Thaddeus say, "Oh, hi."
Morning.
Morning.
That's really gross.
What is? Do I have something on my face? Please tell me I don't have something on my face.
No, the way I had to turn you on, like if you were human, I would be like moving your spinal column like inside your neck. It's real gross.
Yeah. If my anatomy was organic, I'm sure that would be real gross.
Well, you know Solaris really well, right?
Yeah, pretty well. I've been here a couple times.
Okay. I might have done something bad.
Well, there's not really a worse place to do something bad than Solaris.
Right. Do you think it makes you a bad person when you do bad things?
He sort of looks you up and down, and he goes, I don't really know how to answer that question at the present moment. I will say doing bad things doesn't exclusively make you a bad person. Bad people do bad things, but good people also sometimes do bad things, and I don't think those are mutually exclusive.
Are you sure? Because Calyx says that if you hurt people or things or animals and you don't have to, then that's not good.
I tend to agree with that sentiment, yes.
Well, how do you know when you need to?
I think there's really only one way of knowing, and that's in that present moment and trusting your instincts. And if your instincts lead you to something that will benefit others, be of service to other people, then generally I would say you're a good person.
Olma looks down at her raven pin, and then she looks back up into the purple eyes. What if you think it's in service to someone else? To help them? But you just don't really know.
Well, I mean, in my experience, anytime anyone takes any action, there's going to be two sides. One that thinks ill of that action and one side who thinks it justified. And it's all about that perception. Which side do you choose to be on?
So I just have to decide if I think it was the right thing to do or not?
You have to decide for yourself, and then you also have to let other people decide for themselves. Now, obviously, there's some exceptions to this rule, like objectively there are terrible things and objectively there are good things, but, you know, once you sort of hit that middle ground, I'd say there's definitely room for, you know, wavering.
What would be an objectively terrible thing?
Well, I mean, murder, just to start off. Probably like stealing from people you don't need to steal from. But I'd say murder's the big one, for sure.
Yeah? Well, what if you did it because you got really, really angry? And you were really, really hurt? And really, really scared?
Ooh, I think I see where this is going. Maybe I shouldn't have. I'm going to backtrack a little bit. I'm sure whatever you did was fine. And I'm sure you were scared. And I'm sure it's all going to work out. It's all going to be okay.
Alex says you have to ask for forgiveness sometimes, but that the light always forgives or something like that. I can't really remember. And I thought that was just like when you killed an animal, though. So, like, do you think you can always get forgiveness for anything?
You can always ask for forgiveness.
But what if you would do it again if you had to?
Do you want to do it again?
Right now? No.
Do you feel like you might want to do it again in the future?
I look at the raven pin. Maybe.
Then
if
it's up
it
to
means
you.
getting back to my friends and...
Then it's up to you to be the bigger person and look within yourself and find your resolve and discover a different way.
What do you know? You're just ahead. Well, thanks, I guess. I don't think you made me feel better.
Well, sometimes the truth doesn't make us feel better.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. That
You're
was the
just
wrong thing to
ahead.
say.
I can turn you
That
off
was very
anytime I want
insensitive.
to.
Okay, now we're crossing a line. I feel like we're turning into, hurtful feelings, and I don't want to get into that space. Let's just... Plus, I like being, awake. So, I don't know.
It's kind of nice being awake when everyone's asleep. Do you think your friend's gonna come today? Because, we really gotta go, probably.
Yeah, that's the hope, is he shows up today.
What if he doesn't show up today?
Well, then we move on.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Do you know how to get out of here in a quiet way?
I mean, anytime I've done it, I've sort of just gone the basic route and thrown a hood up, and just sort of walked past the guards. That's usually worked for me, but most of the time when I'm here, I did it solo, so.
Well, maybe that makes sense, so maybe there is value to not being a group of 4 shaped people walking.
I feel like you're getting at something with that statement, and I get that I'm ahead, but I can still do things.
No, I wasn't getting at that. I'm sorry. I just meant maybe having 4 people of a specific shape, if they're looking for us, wouldn't be very smart.
I get what you're saying now. Yeah. Well, we'll just have to find a different way.
You think we're safe here?
I do. Yeah. This inn is fairly safe. The innkeep is, friendly to people like us. They don't take any records of names or likenesses here. It's pretty much just straight coin, and then you're good to go. So that's why I like staying at this place.
That makes
Because
sense.
someone who looks like me is very easily identifiable. So I like staying at a place like this where no one knows that I'm here. Don't get asked questions.
Seems kind of lonely.
Yeah.
When you traveled with March's sister, did you feel like a family?
I'd say for most of it, more along the lines of co-workers, but eventually we got around to loose and tentative friendships. But no, I wouldn't say family.
Do you miss them?
That's a complicated question. At times, yes. At other times, I know that they're on their own paths. And I know I'll probably see them one day again, as, travelers of this world often come across each other every now and then.
Yeah. I miss March. And I miss Savior. And I want them back.
Well, if I were you, I'd start getting a game plan together on how you can do that. That doesn't hopefully include just straight up murder, but in a way that you can use these other, 3 very helpful creatures in this room to hopefully accomplish that goal. And, in time, I really think that and the purple eyes sink back within his head.
Good night. I really wish I knew what you were gonna say. In time, I'll find them? In time, I'll get bigger? Good night, Thaddeus. And I kind of tuck him in. Do I know if I can turn him on again later?
Make another intelligence check.
12.
12. He can, be activated later. You're not exactly sure.
Sorry. That was 11. Sorry.
An 11. Okay. Yeah, same sort of deal. You know that he could be activated again later. He's got enough energy and sort of power within his unit to do that. But you're not exactly sure how long or how many times.
Okay.
Anything like that.
Okay. So I'm going to go back to listening and thinking and staring and clutching.
Okay. Make another perception check for me for the second half of your watch.
I want to look out the window this time.
Okay.
$11.
11. This time you don't hear anything, but sort of glancing about. It takes you a while as you're sort of looking at the buildings across the way. You eventually look up to the rooftop of one of these buildings, and you see perched there, eyes locked dead on you, these almost like glowing golden eyes of an owl.
Uh-oh. Are you looking at me?
No
Shoo.
response.
Do I remember if Xavier had a familiar at all?
In the time that you knew him, he had every once in a while adopted an animal, or he could conjure one, but never really anything consistent.
Right. I'm gonna look at my raven pin and look up at the owl. Xavier? Is that you? No, it couldn't be you. You're trapped in those chains. I wish you were Xavier.
And as you're staring at this owl, after a couple minutes of its eyes locked on you, it sort of poofs its feathers out, sort of in a similar way that Shraya was doing. Poofs its feathers out, shudders a little bit, opens its wings, and takes flight out of your view.
Okay.
All right. And then over the next couple hours, you sit there and you watch the sunrise by yourself as everyone else is continuing to get their long rest in, so they will have to sleep in a little bit more, but you watch the sunrise by yourself. And as the light begins to fill the room, everyone else slowly begins to wake up.
Do I get the effects of a long rest?
And yes, Olma, you get the effects of a long rest. Yes.
Oh, that rules. Could I make one note?
Yeah.
So Shraya, if either or anyone who was in that room had glanced over, you would have seen a series of short, repetitive pants coming out of Shraya's mouth, when the owl came by, as well as kind of kicking of the legs, not loudly, but just like almost like twitches as a few feathers popped out over the course of the night. That behavior seemed to crescendo, and right at about the time before the sun rose, in a kind of crazy exhalation, 2 little furry ears popped out of his head.
What?
Okay. And with that, everyone else wakes up.
Why is it that one can sleep an entire night and feel no rest at all?
Yeah, these horns make it kind of hard, and I start wrapping again my head to hide the horns that are coming out of my head. Wrapping it up. I gotta figure out what the heck to do with these.
We should at least get you a helm that fits around it so that you don't look so silly.
As I rouse and start hearing this conversation, I say,
Yes, Flynn. They do quite look out of place on you.
Do I? If I look at Shraya, can I see
We
the
all
weird
cross
ears?
with Shraya.
Yeah, you guys all look, and Shraya, probably not even realizing it at the moment, you've got these 2 little ears popping out.
Shraya, speaking of weird head things,
Yes, the Flynns are very weird, aren't they?
Alright, they're not that weird.
Shraya, you have
Shraya,
ears.
you something happened to your head.
What?
A second pair of ears.
and I rifling around like, kind of freak out for a minute.
What? I'm
And I just turn around and just try to cover them with my hands.
What's happening?
I don't. And I feel. I have the strangest dreams last night. I didn't think that was real. No!
Like, I leave. And is there any part of the room that leads into an area that is a vacant room, or if I'm trying to just avoid people?
There's like a small closet in the corner. That's the only. It's a studio besides that small closet.
I go in there if I can fit.
Yeah, you just barely sort of squeeze in there.
Okay.
Right. Shraya, do you know why you have furry ears?
I can't come out like this. I'm hideous.
I sort of look at Flynn and Olma back and forth. I'm like, is Shraya vain?
I'm sorry? What?
I feel a bit foolish to have not considered it, but do you think Shraya fancies himself a stunner? You know, like a very attractive bird.
Oh, well, I never thought of it like that, but if I were to think of a bird, yeah, Shraya's handsome.
He's a pretty bird.
He's
right?
he's a very, very pretty bird.
Shraya, you're a pretty bird. Even with the ears, it's fine. You look fine.
I am a form is mutilated. My it's right on top of me.
And I come out. I'm just gonna look around.
I can't let this get the best of me. Flynn, how are you going to hide your extremities? I do apologize for saying they were weird.
As he came back out, I have already started to unravel my covering, and I'm like holding it up to him. Here, if you can take mine, I'll figure something out.
Oh, the short one is always so kind. Is there a way we could share it, perhaps? I
I'll look
think
at-
I can live without it for a
I gesture to the
moment.
blankets in the room. It's a piece of fabric.
Oh.
There's plenty to be had in the world, even.
Actually, yeah, that's a good idea. Do you think they'll mind if we take them?
I could purchase you a nice hat, even, Shraya. They make aerodynamic ones.
Maybe not here.
Probably not.
And I go immediately to look. I look over the sheets and just try to find the one that matches my coloration, and I just hastily just like cover the ears and tie something off.
I'll do the same. Because I think I was using my cape, so I'll put my cape back on regularly, and I'll go and grab some kind of blanket and kind of wrap it around in like a hat style kind of.
Hopefully they go away sometime soon.
I hope so too.
What?
But mine, not yours. Yours are fine. Mine are weird.
What did you dream about?
I had the strangest dream. I was there. Couldn't tell what was real and what was imagined. I was charging through a landscape of a tundra on 4 legs, and I heard the knell of the owl several times in a row, and I was with, let's call them old friends that I haven't had any contact with for quite some time. And suddenly I was overcome. I didn't know what to do. I started to feel something bubbling up inside me, and when I woke up, I thought I most terrible dream. And now this, and I kind of clutched the fabric. That's not supposed to be real.
Shraya, it seems to me that you have some inclination why something like this might have happened to you. Is there among your people, is this a common rite of growth or something?
Among my people, there is no explanation for this. Amongst this, a family I found, I suppose this is all the explanation in the world. I once befriended temporary brethren up in the north where I was born. Timber direwolves of the tundra. I found myself able to communicate with them, and I was very useful to them for a time.
So you befriended wolves, and you think that's why you have lupine ears?
Let's just say I got a little too close to their way of life, and something about the way I was able to listen as a very, very small child caused me to become very, very, very close with them in ways that I still don't even understand myself.
Well, the ears are very cute.
I don't want to. And I grab them again. They're not natural.
Does that mean he'll turn into an elf at some point? Because, after the wolves, I think, if I've got my timeline correct, that was when he, spent time with the elves in the forest. And is that just... Maybe he's just a mutable creature like that. I don't know anything about the kind of animal.
Do you think
Shraya
maybe
is.
he'll also grow elf ears? And he'll just have 3 sets of ears?
3 pairs of ears. Shraya, can you hear any better?
And I feel around.
They certainly have feeling, but I don't know if it actually changes how well I can.
Does that mean he has additional holes in his head where the sound would travel?
Weird, maybe.
I'm just like, uncomfortably close to Shraya now, like looking in, like on my tiptoes, trying to look into his ear hole.
And my beak suddenly perks up, and I remember.
Did not one of you say that last night or before I fell asleep that we still might be in imminent danger here?
Yes, yeah, right.
Right, yep.
Should we wake Thaddeus and see, or maybe go down to the front, maybe send one of us to go speak to the innkeeper about our connection here. This person.
I don't know the name of the person, so maybe waking Thaddeus up and having him talk to the front would be wise.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I did talk to him today, so I don't know how many times he can talk, but just so you know.
All right. How do you start him?
Well, I don't know how anyone else starts him, but if you look here, and I turn the head upside down, and you look inside his neck, you know, where the blood and guts and spine should be, and you twist this, and you flick this, he just kind of starts.
The purple eyes begin to glow. Hello.
Good morning, Thaddeus.
Good morning to you.
Welcome back to the Awaken.
Thaddeus, do you remember conversations you have when you wake up?
Yeah.
Well, what were you going to say? You were going to say something and then you whooped down, and I just don't know what you were going to say.
Oh, I was just going to say I'm sure you can find exactly what you're looking for.
Oh. Okay.
What were you talking to Thaddeus about in the middle of the night?
Nothing.
All right. Thaddeus, who should we check in with about this clandestine arrangement?
I think if we just go down to the front desk, they might have some information. It's sort of like I pass word off to the front desk, and then they pass word off to another person, and then so it's sort of like all information filtered. So I think that's probably the best place to start. Is just go downstairs.
Okay. How did you come to be connected with the keeper of this place as a robot?
Well, I traveled here a couple years ago, and, you know, not a lot of people that look like me around here, and I'm uncomfortable with the stares and the points and the talking about me behind my back, so I was sort of in the need of a place where I could go and no one would find me, so this is where I stumbled upon, and I've been using this place ever since. It seems to be very discreet.
Forgive me then for asking, but were you autonomous, for lack of a better word? Or have you been able to travel on your own and all that? Or were you in service to your creator during that time?
Well, it was a while ago that I, sort of was in service to another, but, I kind of started doing my own thing, started going places that I wanted to go to, doing things that I wanted to do, and that landed me here eventually.
Gotcha. All right, just trying to get my bearings on lots of new information. And I look at Thaddeus's weird form and over to Shraya's now covered head. Just a lot to learn in a very short time.
Are we going downstairs?
Let's go. Everyone ready?
Yeah?
Should we all go?
I can check. Of course.
I'll stay up here, and I crawl into one of the beds and pull whatever blanket there is over me.
Okay.
Well, when he leaves, I'll look him to Shraya. Actually, come down here. I need to fix... It's not going to stay that way. You got to tie it, and I'll help him tie it, and as Kelly goes downstairs.
Kalik, you leave the room. Do you have Thaddeus?
I do.
Okay. So you walk down the stairs, and as you're walking down the stairs, the innkeep is already there behind the front desk, and she looks over to you as you come down the stairs and looks down at Thaddeus and sort of gives a knowing glance to Thaddeus and sort of nods her head over to the corner. And over in the corner, in sort of like this dark section of the room, you see sitting there, like feet up on the table. You can, barely even see the form. You can see a little flash of purple under the cloak. And you can see an owl perched there on their shoulder. You look and, you know what? I think someone else might be better at describing who this is.
Yeah.
If we could have that person please join us. Rodney, can I please have you describe your character as you are sitting there in the corner?
What you see is a man. You think a man, a humanoid, in tattered, threadbare, almost peasant-like clothes. Hints of purple through some of the threads. Cape, an owl that he's feeding on his shoulder. And he's bald. Greenish-colored eyes. You would notice the sleeves rolled up on both arms. And on the left arm, you would possibly see a hint of a tattoo.
Yeah, and the innkeep has sort of gestured her head over into his direction.
I look down at Thaddeus and I tilt him toward me so I can try to read his expression.
That's him right over there.
All right. I will, as quietly and not attention-grabbingly as possible with a robot head in my arms, saunter over to this table and take a seat adjacent to this humanoid.
Oh, you've stirred. We don't have much time. Can we go back upstairs?
Sure. Yeah.
We should talk away from ears.
Right. Not sure how you do this kind of thing. I'm more of a light of day kind of fella. So, lead on, or I'll show you the way. Sorry.
Sounds
Flustered.
good.
I get him awkwardly and lead the way up the stairs.
All right. You guys both walk your way back up into the room, and the rest of the party sees this figure in a cloak walk into the room.
This is the guy.
Olma, you recognize the owl.
Alma is like under her blankets, and when she hears people come back in the door, she peeks out of the blankets and she immediately sees the owl. And she looks at the owl and she squints her eyes. You're not Savior.
Oh, yes. This is Elja. You met her last night, or she met you. And we look down at Thaddeus and say, it's been a long time. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
As good as can be.
Yeah, well, I was hoping you could help these people.
It seems you all are not doing so well. You've not been here long, but you've made a lot of noise.
We have a habit of noise making.
Not the best here in Solaris. They're not comfortable with this type of law breaking.
As I've come to understand.
So,
I didn't catch your name, sir.
I did not give it.
Well, hi, my name is Flynn Fellowweave.
Don't
And,
say it! Don't you dare say it, Flynn!
I'm
Flynn!
part of this group.
Hello, Flynn. Why did you summon me? What do you need? Thaddeus, what do you need?
Well, I think they have a sort of a better explanation. I know what I need, but why don't you guys sort of say what you guys got going on?
Elja's owner? Thaddeus was telling us that you provide some type of way of making it so that people can't find them through magical means. And I think I need that.
We're under the scrutiny of a lot of organizations, chiefly the Hologard, but we have no way of knowing who else.
You can call me Sika.
Seeker?
Sika, yes.
Sika, okay.
Well, yes, it is Seeker, but I say seeker.
Right. Should we pronounce it the way you pronounce it, though, or...
How do you spell it?
You can pronounce it the way you pronounce it. How about that? I will reply.
That's very nice of you.
As far as this request, you need protection from magical means.
Right. Prying eyes.
And were I to provide something like this, what would you be using this for? Would you be harming anyone?
I'll look over at Olma.
It is not my intent.
Well, it depends on what you mean. We're, candidly, in pursuit of a group of cultists that seem to be bent on, for all I can tell, the end of the world. So, some of them might get harmed in the way of trying to stop it.
We'll look down at Thaddeus and say, do you trust these people? Should I trust them?
Well, I've had no other choice these past couple days but to trust them, and seems to have worked out well so far.
Where is your body?
It's in a box.
It was pretty damaged.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't, leave it behind so that he would be reliant on us. It was pretty
Okay.
broken.
There's not a lot of time. You need to exit the city. They will be looking for you. I can help you get out of the city. I can help you with protections. If Thaddeus trusts you, I will trust you.
I take a step forward. Seeker, we have nothing to hide. We only have the desire to not be followed anymore. As a tracker myself, I respect and will greatly enjoy not being tracked anymore. For myself and for my friends here.
And he will pull a necklace out and present. Just kind of hold it up and let it dangle, and you will see a silver necklace with stones and maybe a blue energy, a light partially around it, not completely lit, and a pendant hanging from the bottom. Saying, I have several of these, but they are not complete. They need an element, and then they will do this thing that you're looking for.
What element?
It is a very special water. It can be found not far from here. And as it happens, it is outside of the city, which is probably the best place for you to
Right.
be now. Not here.
I look down at this, still swallowing the bitter pill of leaving the city. Do you have a safe way of passage for us to get out without alerting anyone? Or is it just going to be a matter of speed?
A little bit of both, but I have a way. I have ways in and out without eyes.
And what will we owe you for this?
We can work on that as we go. There's not a lot of time. I can tell you that I am a fan of magical items. I search for them, I move them, but we can talk about it. We should leave. And he will turn, and you'll hear an almost imperceptible whistle. The owl will take off, put his hood up, and start walking down the stairs.
Okay. You guys all see this figure taking the lead and
I look down at that.
leaving.
Well, just like we found you, he's found us in a box. We have no choice but to follow. That'll be.
And seeing the owl take off, I look up and have a moment of recognition and just a quiet little as I watch the owl go.
Okay. So the Seeker leads you down the stairs, leads you out of the inn, and opens the front door of the inn, sort of looking left and right, and you guys walk out onto the street and across the way. You guys, very similar to how Olma sort of takes you through the city, sort of going in and out of these alleyways, knowing exactly where to go. And eventually you guys come across like a little, it looks like almost like an outhouse in the back of one of these stores. You guys approach it, and upon Seeker opening the door, you guys, instead of seeing what a normal outhouse would have, instead you see stairs going downwards into the ground. Seeker leads you guys down, and you guys go deeper and deeper down into the ground. Eventually, the decline stops, and a smooth path is laid out in front of you guys. Surrounding you is a tunnel with jagged rocks on either side of you and up above you. The ground is relatively smooth, but you can see that the walls of this cavern look like they've been chipped away over years and years of not only weathering, but of like tools and working. And as you guys move down this hall, you guys can see scaffolding that indicates that this was probably an old mine underneath the city. And yeah, as Seeker takes you guys through these mines, you can actually see on your left a little outcropping, and you see a campfire that looks like just the night before had been extinguished. And you can see on the walls, you can see etchings of manuscripts telling tales of the old gods, of an altar there to Famir. And you can see offerings there. And you can see the walls now are lined with extinguished torches to try and light this cavern as much as possible. Is there anything you guys would like to do as you see this?
What does the altar to Famir look like? I take a closer look.
It looks like a very small statue of glass, and you can see right around the base there's like an indentation just around the base where you can see the remnants of oil there, sort of pooled at the bottom. This would have been used to, you light the oil, the fire starts up, and it would light up the glass, and it would make the glass look like it was glowing.
In a place as dark as this, still trying to find the light. Is this yours, Seeker?
It is not. This belongs to those who are trying to survive. We don't have time. Let's keep moving. These are old mining tunnels. We should find some shelter, but we should still be careful.
I'll just sort of reverently place my hand on the glass statue and trace the outline of it. Right. Right on.
Interesting.
All right, and as you guys continue on down this tunnel, you guys start to sort of smell this sort of rank smell that begins to fill the entire tunnel, and you don't exactly know where it's coming from, but it's almost like something is decaying in here. But you guys continue moving, and off to your right this time you see an outcropping, and this one is filled with plants, but plants that don't need sunlight. These are bioluminescent plants that are covering this cavern. And you can see there in a very similar fashion an altar to Ilduria.
Shraya immediately goes over to the bioluminescent plants and touches the lower end of the staff to it, and attempting to soak up the energy of these plants and also give back to these plants. And this culminates in a gentle bowing and kneeling before the altar to Ilduria.
Okay, and as you do that, almost like snakes, these vines sort of coil and shift and move, not moving to attack or anything, but just sort of move in response to your touch. And you can see the bioluminescence of the blues and the greens coming through. As you guys move on down the hall even further, you see 2 more altars to your right and your left. You see one to Fenra, you see one to Laurus. And as you guys continue moving on down the hall, you see one final one off to your left, an altar to Atir, where there are several chairs set up. Each of them have a couple books stacked up on them. And you can see one person sitting there on one of the chairs reading through a book. And you can see this dwarven man sitting there. And he looks up and he makes eye contact with all of you, and he immediately stops what he's doing. And he reaches down towards his side and puts his hand on his dagger and just sits there and looks at you guys.
Magic and light with thee. It is okay. They are with me. We are friends.
He nods his head, puts his hand back on his book, still sort of keeping a side eye on you guys, but continues back onto his book. And as you guys continue on down the hall, this smell gets worse and worse, and you really have no idea where it's coming from. And all of a sudden, you feel the ground begin to shake a little bit beneath your feet. And up from the ground, burrowing from underneath, 3 worm-like creatures burrow themselves up and into the cavern, seeing you guys and beginning to move towards you. I am going to have everyone roll initiative at this point.
What in the hells?
Against these worm-like creatures who seem to be hell-bent on attacking you guys.
These weren't here yesterday.
All right, and just for a visual reference, these are like these pale, almost centipede-like creatures with these giant bug eyes in the front of their head and almost like little beaks at the front as well. They seem to be almost like transparent, sort of in the way that things who never actually reach sunlight don't develop colors. These are carrion crawlers. Okay, can I get initiative from everyone? Olma, what's your initiative?
8.
8.
Why do I feel like this is a consistent thing with us?
Okay. Flynn.
10.
10, yes. Strong.
Yeah, coming out
Helen.
good.
7.
7.
God.
Shreya.
22.
There you go. There you go.
Ooh,
Okay.
there it is.
Break the trend.
And Seeker.
5.
5.
All right, one of the boys.
A.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to the team.
Okay. Welcome to the team. Okay. So, with that, you guys see these things burrow up out of the ground. First up in the initiative is Shraya. Shraya, what do you want to do? Actually, first off, can I get just a marching order for you guys? I think that would be probably beneficial.
I would say that the second that those things popped up, I would have probably gone behind whoever was closest to me. So whoever that is that was closest to me.
I'm the
I am
only one
now
with dark
behind.
vision, so I would have led the way unless, or just behind Seeker.
Yeah, that's a
I
good point.
imagine.
If it was pitch black, I probably would have been behind someone that has dark vision, or I would have lit a torch. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then a torch is lit. Okay, so who's up front?
Seeker.
Seeker
I'll
and
be
then
behind
me.
Kellic.
Seeker. And Kellic are up front.
I'll be behind Flynn.
Flynn is behind. Shreya's
Um,
behind her. Okay.
You said you would have lit a torch?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll have a torch up.
Yes, Flynn would have a torch.
Okay.
Okay, first up in the initiative, Shraya.
So as these carrion worms emerge from the ground, I take a step back. There's this big explosion of feathers as Shraya continues
starts to clutch parts of his body, and the pieces of the fabric, which was being kind of hastily held together, just kind of comes tumbling off. And Shraya, I let out a yell and a screech that's continuous, that slowly but surely, as it continues, morphs into as the staff transforms into these two pink crystalline purple orbs, and his body transforms into that of a direwolf, and right at the peak of the transformation, the two pink purple eyes that were crystals find their way into his eye sockets, and you now see a direwolf before you.
Yeah, you do. You do see a direwolf.
Oh, that's so cool.
Okay. I believe that's your action.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a bonus action that you are able to use?
I'm going to go into a defensive posture.
Going to
and actually make ready to move toward the front to try to defend. I don't know if I have movement, but I think that's I don't think I do because of the trend.
Okay. I have a question. Is a direwolf a large creature or a medium-sized creature?
I believe it is a large creature.
Okay, then I will adjust your little guy here accordingly. You would have to sort of do a sidestep in order to do that, but that's okay. You are now sort of like the same size as these worm creatures now. Okay.
Oh,
Where'd Shraya
Awesome.
go?
Shraya?
that is handy.
Next up in the initiative, all three of these.
Yeah,
Potion crawlers
sounds
out.
about right.
That
Yeah.
tracks.
So
Yeah.
that's
tracks.
what's going to happen.
Yep.
Okay, so the first one is going to actually come up and try and take a bite at Seeker. That first one, it's going to be a 13 to hit.
That will not hit.
That will not hit. Okay, and then that next one is a 9 to hit. So it lunges forward with these two bite attacks, and you just dodge out of the way of both of them. The next crawler is going to come up and try and take 2 attacks at Kellic, but this time you notice along the ridges of its back, these super thin tentacles begin to sort of wrap out and sort of flare out around its
Oh.
neck.
Aww.
And it is going to try and whip those at you. Okay, that is going to be a 17 to hit.
That hits.
That hits. Okay, that is going to be 4 points of poison damage, and I'm going to have you make a Constitution saving throw.
14.
A 14 succeeds. Okay, you are not poisoned. But that second tentacle is still going to come for you. And that is going to be a 16 to hit.
Just hits.
Just hits. That's going to be another 4 points of poison damage.
Another concept.
Yeah, that's another con save.
Probably fails. It's 9. Yeah, it's 9.
9, that fails. Okay, so you are poisoned. And you take the poison effect. Okay, and then this last crawler is going to come up behind you guys, seeing this crazy transformation by Shraya, and it is going to attempt to swing its tentacles at Shraya. So, that is going to be a 9 to hit on that first one,
That misses as I dodge out of the way.
and then that is going to be a 16 to hit.
That, on the other hand, does hit.
That hits. Okay. That's going to be 6 points of poison damage, and I'm going to have you make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Alrighty. That's a 7.
All right. You now have the poison condition for the next. Well, you don't know how long. Okay. Next up on the initiative, that's them. Flynn,
Oh boy. Let's see. Seeing this beast that I assume is hopefully Shraya, I'm gonna see that he's dealing with that one. I'm gonna take care of the one that's closest to me. And I'm gonna hit it with. I'm gonna take my hand. You see the red symbol glow, and I strike it across the blade. And you see the blade kind of light up and flame, and I'm gonna come down and go for an attack. But you see the blade flame looks more prevalent. It looks stronger. I'm like, whoa! It like looks more more of a flame, and it's confusing. But I'm gonna do that, and here's the attack. Of course, it's a 7. So that is 15.
15 hits. Yeah.
So that does this, and that does extra damage. So this is the, of course, lowest damage. So I do 8 points of piercing, but I do some of the flame actually stays. Normally it would split off. This actually stays and does some damage. And it does 7 points of fire damage as the flame actually burns into him instead of just leaping off to a different target. Whoa! And that is my turn.
Okay. Next up, Olma. You see this crawler in combat with this new wolf right next to you. What would you like to do?
Freak out. So I'm right next to Shraya, and the big worm is attacking Shraya. Can I move away, or would that, am I close enough to the worm for it to get an opportunity?
Yes, it would get an opportunity to attack. You're within 5 feet.
No. Okay. I'm gonna freak out and try anyway to back up 15 feet into that little nook.
Okay. There's a little mini outcropping in the rocks there. Okay, and he's going to take his attack of opportunity. Ooh, that's going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
Ooh.
Yeah, that hit.
Okay. Let's see. And that's going to be with its bite attack. Oh, that is
Okay.
6 points of piercing damage.
Ow. Okay. Do I have to do a poison thingy?
No, because it's his bite attack.
Ah!
Poison only comes with the tentacles.
Nice.
I didn't know that.
Now you do.
Now you do. Okay, I get bit in the arm. It hurts a lot. And I put my hands forward and I attempt to release anything I can. A bolt of some kind of this, but what comes out of my hands is something I have never seen before and never expected, and it is 3 individual rays of fire that are going towards each of these creatures.
Okay.
1 for each.
Okay, is that an attack roll on your end?
It
Okay.
is. It is. So each one is a different attack. So 3 of them. 11 for 1.
11 misses.
Okay. Oh. 12.
12 misses.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Let's go. Let's
Okay,
go.
so coming out of your hands unexpectedly, the first 2 sort of swing wide and miss, but then the last one finds purchase on the one that is in combat with Shraya. So what is that damage going to be?
That is going to be 9 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, is your turn over?
No, because I have to do
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
jeez.
a thingy, and I have to
A
be
6.
Oh, God.
a 6. I've been rolling real low today. That's a 9.
Oh, boy.
But you only can tell by the little point, so I was nervous for a second that it wasn't 9.
Wow.
So
Okay.
keep it under control.
Okay. That is awesome. Next up, we have got Kellic.
I will swoon a little at the being struck, and I'll touch my head and feel that it's quite cold. Oh, that's no good. Right. Yeah, you poison me, I'll poison you. And I will reach up and I'll open the curtain and I'll put my hand through, and around the heads of each of these creatures, the curtain will open above them, and my hand will come out and be peeling the layers of this orange veil. And from it, these little flakes, these things that they look beautiful like flower petals, like blue flower petals wisping out. But as they come through this veil, they burn and cinder and spread into these plumes of ash that cover these creatures, or attempt to. And I'll say debility and cast Bane on all three of these monsters.
Okay. That's a saving throw, right?
That's right.
For the first one, let's see. That is a what saving throw?
It is a charisma save.
Charisma save.
These things don't strike
They
me
are
as
really not.
stunning performance.
That is an 8 for the first one. That is a 9 for the second one, and a 7 for the third one.
Let's go. All of them.
Things are not charismatic at all. Okay. All of them are now baned. I will take a note of that.
Yeah.
Okay, is that the end of your turn?
That is.
Okay, next up,
As
Seeker.
I kind of try to catch my breath from feeling not so good.
All right, Seeker.
Seeker will look over at the Kellic and say, "You okay?" And start to slide around number 2 to flank it from where Kellic is.
Okay.
And pulling out 2 daggers, he will attack and hopefully hit. Yeah. Attack with his dagger. Is a 14 good enough?
14 is good enough to hit.
Hey!
Nice.
Hey, let's
Get him.
go. All right. That is 4. I rolled a 4 on a D4.
Nice.
Plus 3, 7. Plus, get a little sneak attack.
Okay.
Little snack
nice.
attack.
Yeah.
Little sneaky. Oh, let's go. 5 and 2. So that's another 7.
Okay, so that's a total of 14 points.
Roll them
14.
dice, bro.
Nice.
Get him.
Okay. Yeah, it was not a fan of that. Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Yes, Seeker will stay put.
Okay, Seeker stand put.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't add my natural 20 to my attack on Wormy 3.
Oh,
I'm
that's
so sorry. So it was
right.
9 plus 12.
Oof,
It's a lot better.
Okay.
Oh, man.
that hurts.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, that has now been added. Okay, next up, Shraya. What would you like to do?
So Shraya, seeing these beings Shraya's never seen before, attacking his friends, is gonna charge up to the nearest, probably the one that just got singed by that fire.
Yeah.
And right where that fire just was, going to lunge forward and just sink teeth into right where that fire had hit with the bite attack,
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Make an attack roll.
which is a 14. Does that hit?
A 14 hits. Yeah.
Nice.
Dope. So that, grab these dice. 2 2d6 plus 3. So that is 13 points of piercing damage, and going to need a saving throw from that wormy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Saving throw. What kind of saving throw?
Strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. Better at that than charisma.
Take him down.
That's a natural
Pounce
20.
on that mamma jamma.
Oh,
That's a natural 20.
Ooh.
Okay, it's up.
It's all right. 13 points of damage. That's decent. That's
Huge.
good.
Huge.
Okay, is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
Okay, next up, these crawlers. Okay, the one in combat with Shraya is going to take a tentacle attack. That is going to be what's the math on that? 13 to hit.
That, I think, just natural armor. Yeah, that just doesn't hit.
Okay. The next one, going to be a little bit better. That's going to be a 22 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Gonna need some unnatural armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Direwolf.
Okay. That is going to be 5 points of poison damage, and I'm going to have you make a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 10.
That does not succeed. So you are now poisoned.
Wait, question. Would I have had to be at disadvantage with the attack with the poison?
That's right. You are already poisoned. Okay,
So
we're just going to
should I
run it
just-
as is. We're just going to run
Okay.
it as is. Forgot about that. But yeah, you are.
Because I could roll another d20, and in that case,
let's not
Okay.
confuse it. Okay, so I forgot that you were already poisoned. So I'll just have you take that damage, and yes, you are still poisoned.
Gotcha.
Okay, the next one is going to. Let's see. Who does it not like? Seeker just attacked it, so it is going to turn and try and.
Oh, are you applying my Bane to these things,
Yes, I
by
am.
the way?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Nice. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about Bane.
Miss on
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, the other one it rolled very high. Okay, this guy attacking Seeker is going to use his first attack with a tentacle. That is going to be a. There's lots of math. 15 to hit.
That'll hit.
Eeh.
That hits. Okay. That is going to be 4 points of poison damage, and I'm going to have you make a Constitution saving throw. A 10. You are now poisoned.
Oh, jeez.
And the second attack is going to make a bite attack. So that is going to be a full points on Bane. That's still going to be an 18 to hit.
Ugh.
That'll hit.
Wow.
Okay. That is going to be 6 points of piercing damage.
So it's 5 and 6.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then the last one is going to run forward a little bit and is going to try and attack Kellic. Okay. Kellic is already poisoned, correct?
Correct.
So that is going to be that was really bad. That is going to be a 8 to hit, which does not hit.
Nice.
Doesn't it?
The second bite attack. 17 to hit.
Even with Bane, 17?
Even with Bane, yeah.
That hits, yeah.
Okay. That is 5 points of piercing damage. Okay, that is their turn. Next up in the initiative is Flynn.
Yeah. Seeing everyone get poisoned and whipped around and bit. Realizing that was pretty cool that what he did with his sword. Realizing he needs to do some more damage though. I'm just gonna try and really mess this one up that's in front of me. Which is 2 regular attacks. So attack and then attack twice with the sword.
Okay. Make those attack rolls.
That's pretty good. I think it's 21. Yeah, 21.
Yeah, that
Okay.
hits for sure.
That is 10 points of piercing.
Okay, nice.
Second attack. Roll a 2. How are these things looking? Can I get a gauge? Are any of them weak?
Yeah, the one that you are currently attacking is definitely the most hurt at this point. And it is not looking good.
Action surge.
Okay.
Natural 20, baby.
Nice.
Oh, let's go. Okay.
Let's go.
That's what we needed.
So that is when we get my thing. 6. That's max damage. Holy crap. 12. 19 points of piercing damage.
In total?
Yeah, because I maxed the dice, which is 1d6. I rolled a 6 and then plus 7. So.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you swing your sword down, and before you know it, your sword has completely passed through the torso of this thing, completely bifurcating it in half. And it now lays dead on the ground. And as it does, this like hot steam starts to come out from the inside, from like where its insides are just like super heated, and you get this whiff of like death, of this death and decay coming from this body.
You guys are doing great! And I'll like run over to the other one that's next to Kellic, and I'm gonna use my last attack on that one.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Natural 1, reroll 3. So I miss on my final attack, but I got one of them.
Nice. Okay. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Olma, what would you like to do?
I see one worm go down, and I look at my hands because I don't know what just happened, and I pull my hands together and I rub them and I say, oh, gosh, and I put one hand towards the worm on my right and one hand towards the worm on my left, and think really hard about my undulating like ball of lights that comes out, and I think about if only I could make that happen twice, and I reach my hands out to each of them and used Twin Spell at 2nd level.
Yeah!
And cast
Let's go.
Chaos Bolt at both of them. I think it's still just one
Okay.
attack though because it's a twin spell.
2nd level. Woo. Let's go.
Okay.
And 16.
16 hits.
Oh.
Nice.
So that is 12 points of force damage.
12 points. Nice. So the one that is in melee with Shraya looks absolutely destroyed. It's not down yet, but it is on its last legs. Was that a spell slot from you? Olma?
Yes, it was.
Okay, you have a 7.
Oh, God.
jeez.
Oh, snap.
17.
Oh,
This is the highest
yeah,
you've ever
this is
gotten.
great. I'm scared
Almost
though.
learning.
Tension is rising.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, next up is Kellic. You have this crawler right in front of you that has been untouched, except for that last attack.
Boy.
So not untouched.
I will, I've been carrying Thaddeus this whole time. And so as I sweat in my poisoned state, I'll produce him from my bag. And be like, well, you're still untouched, eh? And I'll do as Olma showed me on his spinal column.
Okay.
Activate the fucker. Like,
Oh my God, what's going on?
Lots happened since you went to sleep, lad.
Hey, Thaddeus!
Hi, Flynn.
Why don't you put that power of yours to some use?
and I'm just gonna like twist him and push him into the stomach of this thing and try to use his shocking grasp.
Okay.
Do something!
What?
Okay. As you push him in, like his face is being buried into the side of this thing. So you hear him say, I would suggest letting go. As he casts his power surge. Okay, let me do that real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna say, what am I gonna to rule on this? I'm gonna have you make a attack roll
Okay.
because you're the one sort of doing this.
What am I adding to that?
I'm gonna have you add your dexterity modifier.
Okay, so should I still apply the poison condition?
Yes,
now?
you
I
should.
roll
So that should be a
disadvantage?
disadvantage.
Well, that sucks. So my what modifier? Sorry, that doesn't
Dexterity.
matter. I rolled a 4. There's
Okay.
no way.
Yeah. So you try and push his head into it, but then your vision becomes blurry, and you can feel the poison starting to course through your veins as you stumble back and release Thaddeus' head as it falls to the ground. And as soon as it loses contact is when he releases his power surge, and so it just does not hit the creature.
Crap.
As I'm. Well, it's just worth a try. Fine then, I'll do it myself. And I will cast Toll the Dead Ex Coco on this same. Or no, I'll do it on the number 3, this other one
Okay.
down the road from me.
Okay.
Which is a saving throw. Wisdom.
Wisdom saving
These things
throw.
don't seem very wise. So.
These things are not too wise.
Oh wait, hang on. I can't do that. I thought that was a bonus action, but I am
To turn
wrong.
on
Oh,
Thaddeus,
okay.
or to... Is it an action to turn Thaddeus on?
Is that? I'm assuming Thaddeus is
That turning Thaddeus, activating Thaddeus, is a bonus action.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
There we go.
I will do that.
Okay.
Get him.
Sure. So yeah, it has to save. Wisdom.
And Bane, right? Bane works for that?
Oh, Bane, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
Bane does saving throws and attack rolls.
That is gonna be, oh gosh, a 10.
Aw.
10 does not.
Squish.
save.
Okay.
And he is already hurt,
He is
so
already
he
hurt.
takes the
Yeah.
D12. Okay, which is very exciting. 21 points of necrotic damage.
Oh my gosh.
As the
Holy
wounds he's
crap.
already sustained ignite with the embers of the Argent Plains.
Okay. It reels back.
Overkill.
Let's
It
go.
reels back, and you hear this like head pounding screech that comes from its mouth. If that's the end of your turn,
It is.
Seeker, you just saw Flynn kill the one that was right in front of you. What would you like to do?
Question.
Yeah.
Does flanking give an advantage or no?
Yes, it is.
It is? Okay. So Sika would move and flank the number 1 in front of Kalik and Flynn. And he will raise his left arm and make a fist and kind of pull his sleeve all the way back, his tattoo completely visible. And it will, as he starts to utter a phrase, it will begin to glow like a purplish color, like it's a very black tattoo on his chestnut skin, and the black just starts to outline with purple and then glow purple, and he says, "No aire isla," and cast a guiding bolt at this thing.
Okay.
And will make an attack roll. Ooh, hey, that first roll's good. It's 19. Plus, so it's actually 25. Oh, actually, should it be, the advantage should be canceled out because...
I was gonna say, isn't that a ranged? Yeah, that's a ranged. So it should just be a straight roll.
So 24.
24 hits, yeah.
Yay.
Get him.
So this
Nice.
is going to take 4d6 of radiant, which is, oh, that's good. That's a 6,
Wow.
10, 14, 16 points. And we'll probably put some sneak attack on that too. Because, yeah.
Holy crap, you can do that?
Aren't you poisoned though?
Oh, I am poisoned.
Not to be.
I forgot I was
I
poisoned.
just
Forget about
don't,
this
I
poison.
want to be
Yeah,
diligent
I am
about
poisoned.
it.
What is poison do?
It's disadvantage
Now
on
it's
all attack
disadvantage.
rolls.
Now it's disadvantage. Oh, you went from advantage to nothing
Well,
to
doesn't it-
disadvantage.
Well,
doesn't
I thought it
that
cancels out.
So
I think it just
just-
is like if you have advantage.
But he had advantage on the flanking, disadvantage on the ranged and
Mhm.
melee,
Double
and
So
that's double
now it's-
disadvantage.
it's-
Oh, I thought
You're at
it was just like
disadvantage.
cancel.
No.
Oh my goodness. So it's canceled and then,
And then
one more.
plus one.
yeah.
So,
So the
yeah.
flanking was needed, so I didn't just. So the second roll then. So that would be an 18 to hit.
That still hits.
Hey,
that still
okay.
hits.
Okay, so we're good.
Yeah.
All right, so 16 points of radiant damage.
Nice.
Okay.
And
I
then.
have a question.
Yes.
When he does his tattoo, does it look similar to mine? Or is it different? Because mine are like circular.
It's different from yours.
It's
It is
different?
different. from
Okay,
yours,
cool. Just
yeah.
when I thought about it, I was like, okay, cool.
Can we see in this moment what the tattoo, what the script is on it? What the
Mhm.
I would say in this
Symbols.
moment of combat, he is on the other side of an enemy from you. I would say no.
Okay.
You can see that there is a tattoo. You can't pick
Mhm.
out what it is. Okay, and then what's that? That was your total damage.
That was 16. Can I add sneak attack to it?
Can you add
I can
sneak
do it
attack
once per
to a
turn.
spell attack?
Does it have to be melee?
I think it does. It
Thought it
has
was
to
a
be
weapon
with a
attack.
certain
Yeah.
kind of weapon too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
finesse.
Finesse weapon. Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is then use a bonus action and disengage and come back around where I saw the little one get hit, and I want to go see if she's alright. So I'm going to slide back around towards Olma.
Okay. Yeah, you can slide just along the wall to get to Olma.
When I get there, I'll just say, "That looked nasty. Are you okay?"
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts really bad. But
Okay.
I think I'm okay.
Hold on. And that'll be
Okay.
my turn.
All right. Next up, Shraya. You're staring down this crawler right in front of you that looks absolutely beat to hell.
I'm gonna take a howl and then take another bite attack.
Okay, make that attack roll.
Oh my god, it's still up after 21 more points of damage?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
These are some beefy
Get 'em.
worms.
They're beefy.
These are some hardy worms.
Ah!
So
Beyond
this
beef
is-
worms.
Disadvantage rolls work as you take the second lowest one, right?
Yes.
Whatever
Yes,
the
yes,
lowest
yes.
one is. Okay. Well, I rolled a 2 on the first one, so I don't think I can get much worse. than that.
Yeah.
Well, you might crit fail.
I might crit fail, actually. Let's see if I do. No, I don't. So I howl and get a little bit too into it and just kind of like bite wildly.
So getting used to the
Madness.
form.
Yeah.
Okay. Then seeing that, it is also going to take a bite attack at you, Shraya. That is going to be a 14 to hit. With that bane.
You met it. Yep, you met
Okay.
it. That hits.
That is 4 points of piercing damage. Okay, and it's actually gonna take another bite attack. Ooh, with that bane brings it down to 10.
That does not hit.
Okay.
Bane, there we
For the
go.
record, I have been rolling my con
And
saves on that.
then the other guy is gonna go. He is going to take an attack. He sees that Kellic is weakened, so he's gonna be taking an attack at Kellic.
Mm.
That is gonna be. Oh gosh, I hate Bane. It's gonna be 12 to hit.
Oh, does not hit.
Okay. Second bite
Would you say
attack.
it is
I just
the
sort
bane
of
of your
like-
existence?
I sort of tumble out of the way of this attack because I'm already hunched over, so I just kind of roll.
All right. The second one is going to be 21 to hit.
That hits.
Oh,
Yeah.
That is
Just coming up from the roll.
7 points of piercing damage.
Ah, get off!
All right. With that, Flynn, you're up next.
I'm a threat! And I'm going to attack it twice.
Battle cry of the ages.
Yeah, man. That is 23.
Yeah. For sure, 23
Okay.
hits.
Okay. Damage. 11 piercing.
Okay.
To the first one. Is it?
No, it is not. You sink your sword deep into this thing and completely demolish it.
I leave my sword in it. Bonus action, summon my bow, turn around, shoot an arrow at the other one.
Okay.
Oh,
Is it still up? It's still up,
still
right?
up, yeah.
Yeah.
Make an attack
Then
roll.
we'll do that. Yep. 21.
21 hits.
Let's go. Oh man, I rolled low damage. 5 piercing?
As you release this arrow,
Yeah!
it finds its way directly into its eye, through its eye, and out through its brain stem, as it completely clenches up and then falls dead at the feet of Shraya.
Well,
We're now out of combat.
are there any more of those coming? Everyone okay?
Oh, no, I'm not okay. Everyone else get hit by that tentacle.
Thing.
I think
No.
Kellic did.
Not me.
Pulls through you like tissue paper.
I'm gonna run up to the wolf and look into its eyes. Like I'm gonna try and pull its head down towards my eyes. Shraya, are you okay? And I'm just petting his face, right under his eyes where his purple eyes are. I'm just petting his muzzle and his face.
And you're gonna get a couple excited head bobs and a couple of yips as I just am just very excited in this moment.
This is so weird. You're a bird and now you're a wolf. Kind of cool. You're pretty cute. And I just keep petting.
And at that, my tongue kind of sticks out and kind of get into the scratching.
Do you think that's permanent? Do you know what happened?
I don't understand one thing about Shraya. Not one. Not a single iota of his existence makes any sense to me.
I thought yesterday was crazy, but today just started, and this has been a wild ride.
At least these things can be put down without discretion. How long, DM, do I have any sense of how long the poison will last for?
Over the course of this conversation, over the next, I'd say, minute or so, you slowly feel the effects fade from your body.
As you vomit.
Do you
I
think...
think that's most of it.
Ugh, this is
Hey,
nasty.
Seeker? Hey, Seeker?
Yes.
Do you think it's safe enough here to maybe just sit down for a little bit?
I mean, you did see what just happened, no?
All right, but do you think there are more coming?
I think they were attracted to our movement. If we are quiet, maybe for a short bit.
I think we should press on.
That's what I would suggest.
I can see to our wounds, as we go here.
Yeah, when they mention that, I'll take a look down one of the tunnels and kind of just listen. Because they came up from the ground, right? So there's tunnels and holes in the ground.
There's
I'll just kinda,
these small burrowed holes throughout the ground.
I'll kind of listen down through one and see if I can hear anything.
Make a perception check for me.
Okay. Perception. 14.
Yeah, you feel like you're getting a pretty good sense of what might be down there, and you don't hear anything additional within the ground.
Well, I don't hear anything right now, but kind of like the idea of getting out of this tunnel, or at least further down.
Okay. Hey, Shraya. Do you think I can ride on your back?
And I crouch down.
Shraya, are you okay?
He's fine. And I hop up on his back to try to ride on him.
As you head over there, just the Seeker will say, you took a little damage, I think. Do you need anything to help you feel better?
I've got it. Praestutimus. and I cast Prayer of Healing on her body.
Ooh.
okay.
Aw.
Whoa.
Wow.
Up to 6 creatures. So, hey. What? Oh, sick. 17 points of healing to everybody.
I'm good.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Brings me back up to max, baby.
As you kind of feel the whatever elements of damage you sustained of these creatures, whatever kind of like sundering of flesh or left behind spittle, evaporates into this dust that sort of like dissipates into the air, and with it, your wounds are repaired, stitched together.
I look down at my shoulder. Whoa, that's cool. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good.
Is Daddy still awake?
Yeah, Thaddeus is still awake.
He's on the ground row.
Yeah.
Next to
He's
the
sort of
bodies.
like laying there on the ground. He goes, I'm sorry I couldn't be more helpful.
You did fine, Thaddeus.
Thaddeus, this new group you have found, they seem more capable than your last.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say that, but I mean,
Oh.
yeah, no, they're great. They're awesome. They're awesome.
You, Flynn Fellowweave of some group. Come here for a moment, please.
Well, sure. I'll walk over.
And he will, as you come over, he will put his hands together in front of his face. Wait, Flynn's very short.
I'm
So-
like 3 feet something, yeah.
So yeah, so
I'm short.
Sika is about 6'1", and he will put his hands together in prayer and above, right in front of his face, and he will say, "Amen, Anta, Sira," and put his hands on your shoulders, and you will get a vigilant blessing. So on the next initiative roll that you make, you will get advantage,
Ooh.
and he will just say, "You are quite capable for a little one."
For a little one.
I mean, you're littler than me, no?
Yeah. That's fair. What'd you do?
Should we come into combat again, you will see.
I'll like pull my sword out. I'll like look around for danger.
It does not work like that, but I like your energy.
Okay. Sheath my sword back in my backpack.
Right.
Very jumpy, this one, no?
And
From behind Flynn, I glower at Seeker, kind of like, don't encourage him.
all right, and
I have like
Onward!
folded. I have like folded over Shraya, and I'm just like my hands are like digging into like buried into his fur, just like petting and getting comfort from like the fur of the creature, and I'm just like laying over him.
I'll pick up my torch and kind of lead the group, almost excitedly looking for danger down the path.
As I see that he has his torch up, I'll just like brush my fingers towards it, and it gives double the light.
okay. Nice.
Would I know, DM, about how much more we have to go in here from a distance?
Yeah, you would know that you have about 1.5 miles left until you can reach a point where exiting this tunnel would lead you outside of the city. And knowing that, sort of keeping that in the back of your mind, with Flynn now charging ahead with torch in one hand, Olma on the back of Shraya's new form, and everyone else following, that is where we're going to end today's session. We're going to call it right there with a new friend, a new
Yeah.
Shraya's new
Hello.
form, and Seeker joining the party for a little bit of an adventure. So with that, we're going to call it right there. Thank you all so much for listening, and we can't wait to see you all again next week. Bye, nerds.
Bye, nerds!
Bye, nerds.
Hit him, Rodney. Hit him with a binary.
Bye, nerds.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, it's Rebecca. Thanks so much for sticking around. Man, 29 episodes. Crazy. We haven't asked for this in a while, but if you want to, you can rate and review us on iTunes or Apple Podcast. It'd be super appreciated, so thank you so much. Have a great day, nerds. Bye.